If you're a builder in Alberta, you already know the job site can feel like a minefield of risk. I mean, from a surprise hailstorm to a stolen excavator, one single bad day can seriously threaten your entire business. So today, we're going to talk about how to build a rock-solid safety net to protect your projects and, of course, your profits. So, I want you to really think about it for a second. Your current project, you're juggling crews, you're watching timelines, you're managing budgets, but what's the one thing that could go wrong that you haven't really accounted for? Because let's be honest, in construction, the blind spots are exactly where those 5- and 6-figure bills love to hide. And these are the big ones. We're talking about that freak hailstorm that just wrecks your progress, or a key piece of equipment that vanishes over a long weekend. Or maybe it's a tiny, tiny error on a blueprint that ends up costing a fortune in rework. Each one of these, man, it has the potential to end your business if you're not ready for it. All right, enough with the what ifs. Let's stop talking in hypotheticals and look at the real costs. These are actual claims from Alberta construction companies that show you just how fast a project can go completely sideways. Okay, look at this number, $85,000. Just let that sink in for a minute. Imagine an unexpected bill for that amount just landing on your desk tomorrow morning. So, what's the story here? Well, it was a classic Alberta hailstorm. It rolled through Calgary and just pummeled an exposed roof on a site. The damage was huge, it stopped all the work, and it meant immediate, very expensive repairs for both the materials and the labor to fix it. And this is why having the right coverage is an absolute game changer. The company's builder's risk policy stepped in and covered the entire 85 grand. What could have been a catastrophic, business-crushing financial hit, well, it just became a manageable problem, all because they had the right protection. All right, you ready for the next one? $60,000. Another huge, out-of-nowhere loss for a business just trying to get a job done. You know, this is the kind of thing that gives site managers nightmares. A crew locks up their site in Red Deer for a long weekend. They come back on Tuesday, and a $60,000 excavator is just gone, vanished. But, and this is a big but, they were prepared. Their contractor's equipment coverage handled the full replacement cost. Now think about what that means. No massive project delays while they scramble to find capital. They got a new excavator on site and kept the whole project moving, protecting their timeline and their budget. Okay, last one, and we saved the biggest for last. $95,000. And what's really interesting about this one is that it wasn't caused by weather and it wasn't caused by crime. See, this one is a lot sneakier, but it can be just as devastating. A small error made way back in the design phase went completely unnoticed until construction was already well underway. The result? A jaw-dropping $95,000 bill for redesign and reconstruction to fix a major structural mistake. And this really drives home a super important point, right? Even the best, most skilled teams can make mistakes. We're all human. That's exactly what professional liability insurance, you might know it as errors and omissions, is for. It shields you from that financial fallout of human error. In this case, it covered the entire $95,000 cost of the rework. Wow. So when you see real-world numbers like that, it becomes crystal clear, doesn't it? You can't just pick one type of coverage and cross your fingers. You need a complete safety net. You need a package that's strategically built to cover every single angle of your operation. So what does that complete safety net even look like? Well, it's built on these 5 key coverages. We've seen how powerful builder's risk is for the project itself. Then you've got general liability. That protects you if someone gets hurt on your site. We saw how absolutely crucial contractors' equipment coverage is. And of course, professional liability covers those design errors. And finally, surety bonds, which guarantee your clients you'll actually finish the job. Each piece protects a different part of your business, and together, they create that comprehensive shield you need. So the big question is, how do you piece all this together correctly? Look, this is not something you want to DIY. You need an expert guide who actually specializes in construction, and this is where having a partner like Broker Canada becomes your secret weapon. So let's talk about what these numbers actually mean for you. 18+ years of specialized experience right here in the Alberta construction market, that means they get your unique challenges. And access to over 20 insurance providers, that means they make the insurance companies compete for your business to find you the absolute best coverage at the most competitive rate. You're not just getting a policy, you're getting a solution tailored from the entire market. At the end of the day, it's pretty simple. These guys are specialists. You get fast, dedicated personal support from a licensed Alberta broker who lives and breathes your industry. It's not just about selling you a policy, it's about building a partnership to protect your hard work and your bottom line. You know, every single day you operate without the right coverage, it's basically a roll of the dice. And as we've just seen with claims hitting nearly $100,000, the stakes are just way too high. You're not betting with pocket change here. You're betting the whole company. So let me ask you one more time. Thinking back on those real stories, the hail, the theft, the design errors, is your business truly protected? Are there any gaps in your coverage right now that could leave you totally exposed? Look, if you have even a shadow of a doubt, just make the call. A free, no-obligation quote from the experts at Broker Canada is the absolute fastest way to get clarity and peace of mind. Protect the business you're working so hard to build. Give them a call. That number again is 403-354-4444.